Every person you've ever met is wearing a mask. Your friends, your boss, even you. Some wear the mask of kindness, others of confidence, humility, or even innocence. But beneath every mask lies something raw, primal, and often ruthless. Because power, real power, has never belonged to the honest or the pure. It belongs to those who understand the theater of human nature, to those who see what others try to hide. This is the dark truth Machiavelli tried to teach centuries ago. Control is not about domination. It's about perception. The game isn't played with force. It's played with illusion. So tonight we'll strip away the masks, one by one, and reveal how the most dangerous minds in history, leaders, manipulators, and masters of influence, use deception, silence, and control to bend the world to their will. Welcome to the dark truth about control, power, and the masks people wear. Lesson 1: The mask is the armor. Machiavelli once wrote, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand, because everyone can see you, but few can touch you." He understood something most never will: your appearance matters more than your truth. The mask you wear protects you. It's the difference between being respected or being devoured. In ancient courts, kings never showed anger, pain, or fear. Their faces were unreadable, calm as stone, because one moment of emotion could expose weakness. Today, nothing has changed. At work, in relationships, in politics, people still prey on what you show them. If they see desperation, they'll control you. If they see strength, they'll submit. So here's the first rule. Your mask is not deception, it's defense. Don't reveal your wounds to those who feed on them. Don't share your thoughts with those who weaponize them. Choose your mask carefully and wear it with precision. Effective affirmation. I am calm. I am unreadable. I decide what the world sees. Lesson 2: Power hides behind calm. Machiavelli warned, the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Power isn't loud, it's measured. It's the quiet mind that observes while others rush to speak. In the Renaissance, when cities like Florence and Venice were boiling with betrayal, the most dangerous men were never the ones who shouted. They were the ones who smiled, listened, and waited. Silence disarms people. It forces them to fill the void with their own fears, their own confessions, their own mistakes. That's the silent control few ever master. When others panic, breathe slower. When they speak fast, speak slower. Stillness in a chaotic world becomes a weapon of dominance. Effective affirmation. I control my tone. I control my pace. I control the room. Lesson 3: The mask of morality. Every tyrant, every politician, every influencer knows this. If you want control, appear righteous even if your hands are dirty. Robert Greene called it the image of virtue. You don't have to be good, you only need to look good. Because society forgives what it cannot see. Think of the powerful who cloak themselves in morality. The hero leader who starts wars for peace. The humble executive who manipulates from the shadows. It's the oldest trick in power: deception through morality. People don't follow truth, they follow virtue's costume. So before you trust someone's purity, ask, what do they gain by appearing pure? Effective affirmation. I see through virtue. I judge by motive, not by mask. Lesson 4: Emotional control is psychological warfare. Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Most people are slaves, not to others but to their emotions. A single insult derails them. A cold stare shakes them. A rejection breaks them. The moment you react, you lose control. The moment you remain composed, you win. Machiavelli believed that great leaders must learn cold empathy, the ability to understand emotions without being consumed by them. That's how they manipulate crowds, negotiate with enemies, and endure loss. In the modern world, this looks like emotional discipline. Your ex texts you? Stay silent. Your coworker provokes you? Smile. Your competitor flaunts success? Study him, not envy him. The calmer you are, the more chaotic others become. And that imbalance, that tension, is your leverage. Effective affirmation. I do not react. I analyze. My emotions serve me, not rule me. Lesson 5: The power of the unreadable face. In a society addicted to expression, mystery has become magnetic. We overshare online, reveal our insecurities, and crave validation. But mystery breeds fascination, and fascination breeds control. The Japanese samurai believed in Hanya, the demon mask used in theater, beautiful yet terrifying, concealed every emotion. The audience could project whatever they wanted onto it. That's the secret. When people can't read you, they reveal themselves. They show their hand first. They guess, they assume, they stumble. The unreadable face gives you power, not because it hides who you are, but because it forces others to expose themselves. Learn to speak less, reveal less, smile less. Let curiosity work for you. Effective affirmation. My silence speaks louder than words. My mystery makes them guess. Lesson 6: Control is the art of subtlety. Machiavelli's greatest insight was never about cruelty. It was about timing. He wrote, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command." Command doesn't mean control. It means influence, executed with precision. True power doesn't come from shouting orders. It comes from small gestures. The right word, the quiet glance, the delayed response. Think of great strategists like Napoleon or modern CEOs. They didn't dominate every conversation. They guided them. They planted ideas that grew inside other people's minds until those people thought it was their own idea. That's real control. Invisible guidance disguised as freedom. The moment people believe they're acting by choice, you've already won. Effective affirmation. I do not chase control. I design outcomes. Lesson 7: When kindness becomes a strategy. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." But what most forget is why he said it. Love can be faked. Fear cannot. Yet the most dangerous form of control isn't open fear. It's calculated kindness. Because kindness disarms. It builds trust. And trust is leverage. The Roman Emperor Augustus was known for his mercy. He pardoned his enemies instead of killing them, and in doing so made them loyal. They owed him their lives. His clemency wasn't compassion. It was control disguised as grace. So learn this: your kindness must always have boundaries. When given to all, it's weakness. When given selectively, it's power. Let your mercy be strategic. Let your warmth be deliberate. And when necessary, let your silence remind them who you are. Effective affirmation. My kindness is chosen. My mercy is power. Lesson 8: Control the frame, control the mind. In every conversation, there's a battle, an invisible one. It's not about what's being said, but who defines what's being said. That's called framing, and those who set the frame control perception. If someone calls you defensive and you deny it, you've already accepted their frame. If someone calls you arrogant and you explain yourself, you've already surrendered. The powerful reframe. They never defend. When Alexander the Great was accused of being too ambitious, he said, "Would you prefer I be mediocre?" He didn't explain. He reframed and won the narrative. You can use this everywhere. At work, in conflict, in arguments. Never fight on someone else's terms. Define the frame and you define the reality. Because the one who names the truth owns the truth. Effective affirmation. I never defend. I define. Lesson 9: The mask of weakness. One of the most effective masks is not strength, but strategic weakness. In war, in politics, in business, appearing vulnerable lures predators out. Sun Tzu called this appearing inferior to mislead the enemy. Machiavelli understood the same. Sometimes you gain control by pretending to have none. Julius Caesar once feigned retreat to draw his enemies into a trap. They chased him, thinking he was broken, only to find his legions waiting. This tactic works psychologically too. When you seem harmless, others drop their guard. They reveal information. They underestimate you. And in that underestimation lies your greatest weapon. Control isn't about constant dominance. It's about strategic invisibility. Effective affirmation. I show weakness only to hide my power. Lesson 10: The danger of transparency. We live in an era that worships openness. Be authentic. Be vulnerable. Show the real you. But here's the dark truth. The more you reveal, the less power you have. Transparency feels good, but control feels safer. Your emotions, your past, your intentions, they are all currencies. Once spent, you can't get them back. Robert Greene wrote, "By holding back, you create a sense of mystery. People never know what you mean, and they are drawn to find out. That curiosity keeps you in control. Think of the people you admire most. They're not the loudest. They're the most mysterious. They reveal enough to intrigue, but never enough to be predictable. In a world that overshares, silence is the new superiority." Effective affirmation. I reveal little. I remain unpredictable. I control my narrative. Lesson 11. The cold art of detachment. Carl Jung observed, "Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling, but most people live chained to emotion, constantly reacting, constantly needing closure." Machiavelli believed that a great mind must learn detachment, not absence of feeling, but control of it. To see betrayal and stay calm. To hear lies and remain still. To watch chaos unfold and feel nothing. This doesn't make you cold-hearted, it makes you strategically human. Because when everyone else breaks, you become the one who stands still. The storm doesn't destroy you, it reveals you. Detachment is power. It's the rarest form of freedom. The ability to choose when, where, and how you care. Remember, not every battle deserves your energy. Not every emotion deserves your expression. Effective affirmation. I feel deeply, but I act selectively. Lesson 12. The final mask. The mirror. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "A wise ruler should adopt both the fox and the lion, cunning to recognize traps, and strength to frighten wolves. But there's one mask even more powerful, the mirror mask. Instead of revealing who you are, you reflect who they are. You become what people need to see. To the arrogant, you appear submissive. To the humble, you appear kind. To the dominant, you appear useful. They see themselves in you, and in doing so, they trust you. That trust becomes a leash. That leash becomes power. This is how great manipulators operate. They don't fight resistance, they absorb it. You can use this skill not to deceive, but to understand. When you mirror others, you see what controls them. And when you understand what controls them, you control them. The mirror mask isn't fake. It's adaptive, strategic, and silent. Effective affirmation. I reflect the world, but I remain unseen. We've unmasked the layers. Appearance, calm, morality, emotion, strategy. But the ultimate question remains. If everyone wears masks, who are you without yours? That's where we go next. The final act. The summary of everything Machiavelli, Greene, and Jung tried to teach. The balance between control and authenticity, between illusion and truth. Lesson 13. The balance between truth and theater. The world is a stage, and power belongs to the best actors. But even the greatest actors must know when to take off the mask. Machiavelli never said you should live in deceit. He said you should use perception as a tool. Because truth, without presentation, often dies unheard. A good leader doesn't lie, he frames truth. He speaks it in ways the audience can handle. He chooses the right words, the right tone, the right silence. You can't show raw truth to the world. People aren't ready for it. They crave stories, symbols, confidence, not chaos. So learn to deliver truth like a sculptor delivers marble. Refined, shaped, and intentional. Effective affirmation. I reveal truth with elegance. My control gives truth its power. Lesson 14. Power without purpose is poison. There's a reason Machiavelli wrote The Prince for rulers, not for monsters. He believed control was meaningless without purpose. Many chase power to dominate, to feed ego, to silence fear. But that's not mastery, that's dependency. When your only goal is to control others, you've already lost control of yourself. Real power is internal first. It's control over your mind, your reactions, your narrative. Because the man who rules himself needs no approval. And the one who doesn't becomes a slave to perception. Power without purpose corrupts. but power with awareness transforms. Effective affirmation. My control serves purpose, not pride. Lesson 15. When the mask becomes the self. There's a danger in wearing masks too long, because what protects you can also imprison you. Carl Jung called it the persona, the social mask we wear to meet the expectations of the world. He warned that if we forget who's beneath it, the mask begins to consume the soul. The Machiavellian mind must remember this. Control is strength, but only if you remain self-aware. Otherwise, you become the very illusion you created. History is filled with those who mastered perception but lost identity. Tyrants, leaders, artists who couldn't tell where the performance ended and reality began. Wear your mask consciously, but at night, when the lights fade and silence returns, remove it. Look in the mirror and remember who's beneath. That truth will keep your control human. Effective affirmation. I master the mask, but I never forget the face beneath it. Lesson 16. The invisible currency of power. Control isn't about wealth, titles, or followers. It's about attention, the rarest currency in the modern world. Every scroll, every notification, every argument is a battle for your focus. The one who controls your attention controls your life. Machiavelli would have thrived in this era. He would have told you, if they can distract you, they can disarm you. Guard your focus as kings guarded their crowns. Because distraction isn't harmless. It's manipulation at scale. The most powerful people today are not the loudest. They're the ones who know what to ignore. Withdraw your attention from noise, and the world loses its grip on you. Effective affirmation. My focus is my fortress. What I attend to, I control. Lesson 17. The shadow side of control. Every strength casts a shadow. Control, too, comes with a cost. When you master emotion, people call you cold. When you use strategy, they call you manipulative. When you wear the mask, they say you're fake. But Machiavelli's warning was clear. Those who rely on the goodwill of others are ruined. You cannot live by the approval of the fearful. You must accept the loneliness of self-command. Because most people would rather be liked than powerful. You must be the opposite. Control isn't cruelty, it's clarity. The ability to act without seeking validation. To stand still when others tremble. Effective affirmation. I am misunderstood by many, but mastered by none. Lesson 18. The power of disappearance. There is one final weapon of control that few ever use. Absence. When you vanish, you become a mystery. And mystery in power is stronger than presence. In history, disappearance was used by kings, mystics, and leaders to regain leverage. When people can't reach you, they begin to imagine you. Their curiosity, guilt, and fear do the work for you. In relationships, in business, in influence, withdrawal amplifies your value. Never let your presence become cheap. Sometimes silence screams louder than any speech. Effective affirmation. My absence is power. My distance commands respect. The dark truth revealed. We've walked through the empire of perception. Through calmness, masks, silence, and strategy. And maybe now you see what Machiavelli truly meant. Power isn't about domination. It's about composure in chaos. It's about seeing what others can't and controlling what they won't. Every human wears masks. The difference between the powerful and the powerless is that the powerful know they're wearing one. So as you move through this world, wear your mask like a weapon. Use your silence as a shield. Control not by force, but by understanding. And when the time comes to take off that mask, you'll see something rare staring back from the mirror. Not deception, not illusion, but the calm, dark clarity of someone. Impossible to control. I am the observer of my own mind. I command emotion but serve no illusion. I wear my mask consciously. I walk with quiet power. The world sees what I allow. The rest belongs to me. This was the dark truth about control, power, and the masks people wear. Machiavelli's lesson.